Right, John. We've had the last Monitor Farm meeting of 2016. It covered the yen work that we're undertaking with Sarah from ADAS and the spring cropping options. What was your thoughts on the yen harvest 16 so far?
So yeah, I was late going into the 2016 yen project. So basically, I farmed the field exactly what we would do normally. It was like a normal commercial crop. So you know, quite pleased with the results we've got. Some useful information in sort of showing that probably need to increase the amount of biomass.
But you still came 10th, I understand.
Still came 10th, oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's some way to go though. You need to come first, don't you?
Yeah.
But no, I guess from that, the information I've drawn from that is that we need to get the crop sort of moving earlier in the spring.
Yeah.
So perhaps getting that sort of first dose of nitrogen on early,
Yeah.
Encourage the tillers to encourage tiller survival, but also trying to keep the crop alive for longer in the summer months. So again, it might be like late season applications of nitrogen and more late season fungicides to keep that green area.
Okay, and then I suppose that all links to your oncoming crop. And what are your thoughts about what are your applications or what are your plans for competing in Harvest 17 yen?
Yeah, so we can have a play around, can't we, for this year? Now we've sown the crop, we've thrown through ideas around at the meeting today. We're going to have a meeting before the next Monitor Farm meeting to come up with a comprehensive programme of exactly what we're going to do with all the different treatments. So we may well have like the yen plot itself that will take to final yield, but also maybe have like a few sort of trials within that, where maybe like a tramline trial that we can sort of take to yield and see how a particular application or treatment affects the yield individually.
Okay, and what came up in discussion is today that it's not a commercial crop, but it is understanding what effects different applications can have on yield, and then we can tailor it to suit your land, your topography, your water holding capacity of these soils, and your sunlight interception, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, I think, isn't it? I mean, I guess that's the whole idea of sort of setting up this sort of farmer group, this Monitor Farm group, is to sort of trial things you maybe wouldn't do commercially normally to see what effect it has. So yeah, it should be fun.
Great stuff. Leading on from that, we also discussed alternative cropping options, quite a focus on spring crops, but also a focus on winter. Did you pick up any ideas from that?
Yeah, I mean, we're growing a lot of spring crops anyway. We're about sort of 50-50 autumn and spring crops. I mean, in the spring, we're growing spring beans, we've got spring barley, we've got spring oats, as well as the maize and the sugar beet. I guess of the sort of novel niche crops, I always worry about harvesting. There always seems to be a bit of an issue. There always seem to be difficult crops to harvest and tend to be late harvest as well. And also is making sure you get that market. That's absolutely crucial, isn't it? There's no point sowing those crops unless you've got a firm market to sell into.
I think that's the first rule of engagement, understand your market before you put the crop in the ground.
Yeah, I think my agronomist did say that we will maybe want to have a look at quinoa or quinoa as some people call it, but he says, I can grow plenty of fat hen, so therefore I must be able to grow quinoa. So maybe have a look at that. Yeah.
And an interesting comment coming up, growing spring barley and spring peas together. All sorts of interesting ideas.
Cropping.
So interesting.
There's lots of ideas that you can have a go at, isn't it? And have a trial, just have a go, isn't it, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you, John.
Okay.